My name is Flavia Grassi, and the coordinator of the electrical engineering study programs. I'm here this morning with my colleague, Professor Loredana Cristaldi, who is teaching in the electrical engineering study program, and I'm here with Thomas Monopoli, who is currently a PhD student with us, a former student in electrical engineering. We have Alessandro Secchi, currently a student, likewise Mrs. Farzaneh Lashgari, and other two PhD students who were first before students in electrical engineering, Emil and Ludovica. And so the idea of this first part of the meeting is to provide you a very short overview on our study program. I will start with a short introduction, and then I will leave the floor to students that will share specific experiences they had when they were studying with us, in the hope then that we could provide you an exhaustive overview and to have the time to reply to any question you may have on the study program. So I will briefly introduce and enter into a few of details about electrical engineering. Why should you pursue your Master of Science degree in electrical engineering, and why at Politecnico di Milano? We will try to reply to these two main questions. And another one is the following: why should a student go ahead and study towards a Master of Science graduation degree? My personal reply is that a Master of Science graduate should be an innovator. So should propose a new technical solution to improve our daily life. And I think that studying electrical engineering in this specific period really helps in contribute to the advancement of our society, and helps in addressing some of the challenges that our society is currently facing. One of them, of course, and probably one of the most important global challenge of our society is related to sustainability and climate changes. How electrical engineering can help in this? This is a very important question, strictly related to the four keywords of electrical engineering I reported here. The first one is green. Electrical engineering is green. Electrical energy is green, and in particular in this specific moment with respect to the challenge I mentioned before, electrical engineers can help in the development of and design and realization, and most important in the integration of renewable energy sources into the power grid. We are discussing about energy transition nowadays. We are discussing about smart grids. They are new paradigm for the production and deployment of electrical energies, and they are fundamental in order really to achieve the goals of our society in terms of sustainability and climate changes. Of course, in order to integrate renewable energy sources into the power grid, and in order to assure that all the user could count on the amount of energy they need for their activities every day, there is a very big problem. These renewable energy sources are usually random and strictly related to weather condition. So how to assure that all users can have the amount of energy they need? To do that, we need to include smartness in the power grid. And so this brings us to our second keyword, which is smart. Actually, there is not only the matter of design a power plant, but also the need to effectively interface it with the power grid, effectively control it, effectively use the energy that is produced by these renewable energy sources. And to do that, we need to introduce information into the power network, which is strictly related also to the fourth keywords, IoT, all techniques which can help in better manage the energy we have, represent actually the most green energy source we can imagine. The third keywords, again, is really strictly related to the previous, the e-mobility. All the efforts we are and all the advancement in the technology for electric vehicles, for electric transport system, in order to avoid, of course, excessive pollution. And this is a big challenge for electrical engineers, strictly related again with what we were discussing before, because an electric car, for instance, can be seen as the possibility to storage energy which is in excess, maybe during the daily hours when all photovoltaics plants are working. And so, but is also a challenge, because you need to understand when and how to connect electric vehicles to the power grid to store excessive energy or to recharge the batteries on the vehicle. So it is these keywords are really strictly connected, and they are the main challenges electrical engineers are currently addressing. So we can recognize that they cover the required backgrounds and skills in several different disciplines. If you look here on the left, you can see with how many other disciplines electrical engineering is interacting. So the other keywords that I would like to mention is multidisciplinarity, because really, in order to address the complex systems I was mentioning before, you don't just need background in specific technologies, but also in a discipline likewise management, likewise, and we have the MIRA, automation, electronics, computer science, which are of support to the core subjects which are at the basis of our study program, which are circuit theory, power system, electrical machines and power electronics, instrumentation and measurement, electromagnetic compatibility. So we built our knowledge on background fundamentals that are mathematics, physics, electromagnetics, but we interact also with closer disciplines which are required in order to manage the complexity of the systems we are dealing. That's why if you consider the list of courses that are foreseen in the study program, you will be really able to appreciate the multidisciplinarity that we try to transmit to our students in order to make them really able to address the challenge to solve the complex problems I was mentioning. And in particular, moving from keywords to the practical application of these skills, we can have a look at these pictures, just a collection of the challenges and the field of application of the skills you will acquire studying with us, moving from renewable energy sources, energy management, electricity market, very important monitoring and the control of the power grid, new application in terms of smart grids, cities, building, e-vehicles, and finally all application in the field of automation and Industry 4.0. So why at Politecnico? Here there is the ranking in the world, Europe, and in Italy of electrical engineering at Politecnico di Milano. We have a nice group of professors, several of them very famous also at international level, that will train you during your courses. How the study program is organized? We have actually here there is an overview from the bachelor to the PhD. Of course, our focus is on the central part where the Master of Science is described. So we have, practically speaking, we have two main paths. One is the traditional main path in electrical engineering, in which you will find really all topics related to power systems, and then generation and distribution, management of electric energy, plus another big line of courses is related to the design of electrical machines. The other one, very big and important, as we mentioned before, is related to all techniques to perform measurement and monitoring of the power grid. Then, and we'll work on it, all the possible application of electromagnetism. In particular, I work in the field of electromagnetic compatibility. Then there is a path which is parallel to this one. So we have the main path, 2 years. After the first year in this main path, you may decide to have a specialized second year focus on mobility engineering, hence mainly focus on transportation systems. And this track is shared with mechanical engineers. So is in between electrical and mechanical engineering. In parallel to this main path, we have a second one, which is the smart grid track, where the focus is really on all technologies and courses enabling courses in view of creating engineers skilled in all possible skills that are required to manage a smart grid. So not only aspects related to technologies of generation and distribution of electrical energy, but also skills, for instance, in electricity markets, rather than skills in telecommunication, which are required in order to include smartness into the power grid. After these 2 years, you will acquire 120 credits, and you will graduate, and you may decide to go ahead with a PhD program, which is a 3-year program. In parallel to this path, we have several initiatives. In particular, we have honor programs. One of those honor programs is exactly leading to the title of ambassador, Polemi ambassador for electrical engineering, is in smart infrastructure. The program started this year, but from next year we will probably extend also and have another one for green technologies, because as I mentioned, both smartness, both smart and green are very important keywords in our study program. We have another honor program in scientific research in the information technology. This program is mainly aimed at allow students to run advanced research in strict collaboration with the research group active at Politecnico. So it can be seen as a sort of preparation towards the PhD, because in the end you will be taught how to write, revise, for instance, papers. So it is really a preparation for advanced research activity. We have also a lot of international programs. Several of these programs are available also for electrical engineering students. For instance, in Europe, the most prestigious ones are Idea League or Alliance for Tech, but we have also several very good double degree programs with the Chinese universities, in particular with Xi'an Jiaotong University, Beiyang, Shanghai Jiaotong University. In particular with in Xi'an, there is also a building of Politecnico di Milano. It is a new campus located in China, where our students and teachers can work together. And this building here is the building of the joint school we have, and that was designed by our architects here in Politecnico. So some pictures to show some moments of these exchange programs, especially in this case with Chinese universities. Another plus that you can get studying at Politecnico di Milano is the possibility to attend very nice courses named Passion in Action. They are extracurricular courses, so not valid for your graduation, but they are usually organized in an innovative teaching manner, and they will provide you a plus and the possibility maybe to enter in contact, for instance, with leading with companies which are leader in some specific sector. So it's a very good additional opportunity offered by Politecnico di Milano to its students. Job opportunities are the other plus of an electrical of choosing electrical engineering. I can just read the statistics from the career service. 100% of our Master of Science graduates find a stable job within 1 year after graduation in Italy, 93% within 6 months after graduation, and these statistics include foreign students who decide to settle down in Italy. Additionally, 51% of the Master of Science graduates already working have received over 5 job offers and could select their future. Leave the floor to one of our students, now a PhD student, Tom.
So, hello everybody. I will be presenting to you my personal experience doing the master degree in electrical engineering here at Polemi. And in particular, I will focus on my experience as an Alta Scuola Politecnica student. We can say that Politecnico of Milano, as you have seen, but also Politecnico of Torino are the two largest technical universities in Italy. And Alta Scuola Politecnica is born as a joint venture between the two. Indeed, it collects 150 students that come from all over the world, but enrolled in these two universities, and with different backgrounds. So engineers, electrical engineers is one option, but also other kinds of engineers. But not only this, also architects, designers, or people with a business background. And the idea is to broaden, let's say, your preparation with extra focus on technology and innovation and the interaction between these two topics. In practice, Alta Scuola is organized in 4 intensive one-week courses where you will be hosted by hotels in Milano and Sestriere, which are two beautiful locations, both in Italy, one by the sea and one that is in the mountains. And during these courses, you will work on competitive projects with a final presentation. And I think the main challenge is that you're working in multidisciplinary teams. So you will need to learn to interact with people with a different kind of preparation. But I have to say it's very, very challenging, but also very fun. The last part of the Alta Scuola program is to choose a long project that you have to do. And my personal choice was to enroll in the School of Entrepreneurship and Innovation in Turin. And this collects 30 students from Alta Scuola. And the idea is to give 12 months to build your own startup project. I wrote down some of the keywords of the School of Entrepreneurship objective, which are to give an entrepreneurial mindset, to focus on idea validation, product validation, market analysis, and maybe the most fun one for us as engineers is prototyping. Me and my team chose to build a rubbish bin that could automatically differentiate waste. Here are some pictures of me and my team working. We are hosted by the Fab Lab of Turin, but you can also go to the Fab Lab of Milan for the equipment and so on. And these are our prototypes. We built 3 increasingly complex prototypes during the 12 months. We can see the first one on the left is made out of hard paper, so very, very simple, but the software was already kind of working. Then the second prototype is in the center, which we presented at the Maker Fair in Turin and at the Sustainability Week in Milan, where this picture was taken, I think. And in the end, the final prototype at the end of the 12 months. This, for those of you who are curious, is a rendering of our product where you can get an idea of how it works. And finally, after 12 months, on the 28th of June, success, because we presented at the Italian Tech Week, and we can see here how happy we were to have finished, but also to have to take part in this experience. And we also got to meet quite interesting people. You can see on top we have a picture with John Elkann and Daniel Ek, which is the founder of Spotify. So it was definitely a great experience. I report here two links to Alta Scuola Politecnica and to SEI, for those of you who are interested. And thank you.
I can now leave the floor and introduce you, Alessandro. Good morning, Alessandro. I leave you the floor for your presentation.
Good morning. Thank you, Professor Flavia, and thank you, Thomas. Hello, everybody. This is my presentation. I'm an electrical engineering student, and I'm going to graduate in a month. So with these slides, I want to share with you my experience during these years. What does it mean for me studying electrical engineering at Politecnico di Milano? First of all, it means that I had a great opportunity to work with the industry. Here you can see, for example, I attended a digital academy with an important company in Italy, and we work alongside the managers of this company, and some of these guys that you see now, they are working for this company. But above all, the best experience I had is in this R&D automotive department in Switzerland. I worked there as an internship and for my master thesis project in the automotive field. During this experience, I learned how to perform magnetic simulation, for example. I also learned how to control, for example, the speed control of vehicles. And let's say I was in charge of the MI filter for an hypercar. And here you see the final let's say concept of this hypercar. So let's say that if you are passionate about electric vehicles, you will have a lot of opportunity to work in the industry in this field. But it's not just about working, because in Polemi there is also a fantastic student association where you can find people and friends with the same passion on electric vehicles and renewable energies. This student association is EMS, Energia Mobilità Sostenibile. Is one of the, let's say, few student associations in Italy that organize webinars and also field trips about these topics. If you can, for example, check our YouTube channel, we organize several webinars on the energy transition, for example, or also for the automotive sector. You can scan also the QR code to join our community, because every month we organize events, and so you can join and also experience, for example, this. We are friends of the Tesla owners in Milano, and sometimes we do some aperitivo with them. You can see here we broke the Tesla roster inside the campus. And here we are doing a field trip in Torino, where we went to work with Stellantis, so with some of the major OEMs. This is a picture before leaving for this journey with the Professor Flavia, and here with our logo and with a nice Tesla. So during these years, I can say that I had the opportunity to experience work in the industry, also in the student association in the automotive field, but also it's not just about this, but it's also internationality and sports. You can experience a summer camp in China. Here I was, for example, in Tsinghua University to visit a wind farm with some interesting lectures. This is an hydrogen fuel cell bus, but just so not just internationality, but also sports. I just finished a nice table tennis tournament here in Polemi. So you can play table tennis, also football, volleyball, a lot of sport. Also the Polemi run twice a year. You can run around the city, and so whatever you will look for, you will find. So this is my presentation. I hope that you have some questions about this later, and this is the QR code to follow our institutional channel, and I hope to see you at the camp.
Can now leave the floor to Ludovica.
Hi everyone, so I'm Ludovica Liano, a PhD student at Politecnico, and as many of you will do probably after these presentations, I enrolled at Politecnico to pursue my master's degree in electrical engineering. And I attended the bachelor in the south of Italy, and I chose to move because I wanted to get a degree in a school recognized as one of the best at international level, and that could give me an idea of the job market even before entering it. So as far as I know, it's not easy to change, but changing can be a wonderful experience if done consciously and with common sense. And I found out that Politecnico was the perfect environment for me to finalize my preparation. And as an electrical engineer, there are job opportunities in a wide variety of fields, from automotive, transportation, industry 4.0, and electrical system, and so on, as highlighted by Alessandro and professors before me. I was able to get a one-year internship and work for another year in an aerospace company. So one might think, what is an electrical engineering doing in an aerospace company? One of the reasons that led me to choose electrical engineer is the completeness of the study program. So from my experience, mainly, but not only, an electrical engineer in aerospace field may deal with electromagnetic compatibility and signal integrity issues, may be devoted to the design of power supply boards. Of a higher level of employment, it can be a system engineer in the context of electric propulsion. But those are only examples. In particular, my job was, I was employed as an hardware designer. So this year, I'm starting the PhD program at Politecnico. I was able to get this one-year internship and work for another year in an aerospace company. And if you want, you can apply in an aerospace company dealing with the electromagnetic compatibility and signal integrity issues with the electric propulsion system and power supply board. And to get this one-year internship, I used two very useful tools that was available to students, as I was saying, the Career Service platform and the PhD program. Through the Career Service and with the help of my professor, I was able to get the internship. So through this Career Service, you have the possibility to apply to different positions, both for internship and post-laureate places. So during your master, keep an eye on the open positions available on the website. And the other instruments are the career to find a job before graduating, are the career day for small to bigger businesses, and professor also usually organize conferences inviting company to speak, and attend those if you want other possibility to know the job market in Milano. And one piece of advice that I could give you is to exchange views with your professor whenever you get the chance, because professor here really believe in you, and so if you want, ask question and don't be shy.
We leave now the floor to Emil.
So, hi everyone. I'm Emil Petkovsky. I'm in the second year of PhD here at Politecnico. I also did my master's studies here. I'm an international student from North Macedonia. So today I will show you, I can present to you my first-hand experience at studying at Politecnico. So I think all the master students starting here will have the following questions. Starting with, is it hard to do masters in electrical engineering at Polemi? And the answer is, of course, yes. You will have various long courses with difficult exams. Half of them will probably be oral, and the competition is high. but of course this is something to be expected since it is the top university of Italy and one of the best technical universities in Europe. So for sure, since you applied here, you are up for the challenge. Is it fun? Also, yes, both from an academic point of view and from social life. So as I mentioned, there are various courses, theoretical and practical. So for sure, at least some of them will be very interesting to you. From a social point of view, Polemi organizes many events, starting from the Open Week, but there are also the Polemi Run, other international events, a brand new sports center at Leonardo, a couple of student organizations, etc. And it is a very, very international setting. So for sure, and you are in Milano, so for sure the problem is not going to be not having fun things to do. Bigger problem is, of course, the time. A third question, very important for the internationals, do you need Italian? For Polemi, actually, no. Everything is well organized in English. In fact, regrettably, I completed my studies here with little to no Italian. However, for the job market, unless you're computer science, Italian is a requirement. You don't have to speak very well, but to be able to understand your boss, your colleagues, and your clients is very important. So some entry-level Italian is needed for the industry. And finally, is it worth it? You spent 2.5 years obtaining the master's. I would say definitely yes, because from my experience, everyone who finished here, especially in electrical engineering, could get a job in Italy or abroad fairly easily. I have friends who ended up not only here, but in Germany, in Austria, in Netherlands, in Spain. So you should have a lot of options if you complete your studies here. Also, Polemi has strong ties with the industry. Pay attention to the career service. There are a couple of times a year organized a job fair, which I strongly recommend you attend and pay attention to. I didn't do that enough. I think it's a great opportunity to understand your sector and to understand better what you want to do and to get some connections. In fact, on this point, I did my master thesis in ABB in Dalmine, which is a small town outside of Bergamo, in a factory and R&D center. And this was a great experience for me that I really enjoyed. And I would say that Polemi played a big role in me obtaining this position. Finally, if you are thinking about PhD studies, some information about where I am. I'm in the Department of Electronics, Information and Bioengineering, or DAIB. My topic is hybrid model-based maximum power point tracking and digital twin for PV systems. For me, renewable energy has always been very interesting, especially PV systems. And my experience has been very positive here. On the pictures below are some things that we have been doing in the lab in the past year, although this is more related to batteries. I think if you are thinking about PhD studies in Polemi, there is a wide variety of offered topics and research directions just within the electrical, let's say, in the field of electrical engineering. So there are definitely interesting topics to be had. However, I would say that PhD is really not for everyone. I think you need to have a few requirements, like you really need to want to do a PhD, and then you must be sure that some topic, at least the slightly broader topic, is very interesting for you and would be interesting for at least a couple of years, let's say at least 3 years, and then you need a professor which is involved in these topics. If you are matching all these criteria, that for sure PhD will be a great experience for you, and definitely Polemi is a place where you can realize that. So yeah, that is my short presentation.
If I can add something to the points a very important point you touch concerning Italy. Since this academic year, Politecnico di Milano is offering to all master students the possibility with courses to get basic knowledge of Italian. We can complete our presentation with the talk from Farzaneh.
I am Farzaneh and I am master student at Polemi. I'm studying electrical engineering and right now I'm doing my thesis. Today I will share my living experience in Milan as a student. Here the campus life is really interesting for me. There are many students from different countries and every time you go to campus you can see a student hanging out and having fun. And classrooms are really spacious, they are really equipped and well maintained. Also air conditioned are really perfect in the Polemi classrooms. And also students are always welcome. All the staff and professors are accommodating. They try to do their best to answer a student's question, to be it very basic or simple, stupid questions. And about the dorm life, personally, I stayed in 2 dormitories of Polemi for 2 years. It was really interesting experience for me to live there. And also it has some benefits such as it's really affordable and cheap and comes with a lot of perks. Such as free Wi-Fi, 0 utility bills, or 24/7 concert. Also, in dorm life, you can find that the dormitories are equipped with a gym, study rooms, and TV rooms. I had a wonderful moment there. Because I was living with my friends and besides studying, we have fun too. And about the vaccination, first of the vaccination campaign, a health card was necessary for all the people in Italy, but eventually the Polemi made it possible for students to get vaccination even without their national health card. And all the students get vaccinated, and it was really interesting for all the students. And about the COVID experience, all of us had difficult time, especially when I was in the second semester. We were in lockdown, but the managers could manage to equip the buildings for online classes and exams in a short time. And also before the COVID, we had the daily canteen service, but for the safety of the students, they changed it to the weekly canteen service. And it was a really good idea. About the off-campus life, unfortunately, pandemic broke out a few months after I came to Italy, so I didn't have enough time to see the Italy. But after the vaccination, I had this chance to visit the Italy. It is a really interesting country. The great monuments, the people are really kind to foreign people. And the history of Italy is really fascinating, and also the nature around the Milan, the parks and the lakes are really good. And you can have wonderful moments, especially in the weekend in the Milan. And that was my short experience, and I hope to see you all in the campus.
Okay, currently from this semester, our classes are delivered in presence, but with the possibility to attend in streaming and to get access to the registration of lecture afterwards. For those students that for the pandemic emergency were unable to reach Italy. There are several countries from which it was not possible to reach Italy, and so even if we really love our campus life, and we truly hope that it will be possible soon to move completely in presence. We understand that unfortunately some students cannot reach the campus because it's impossible from their countries, and so actually currently we are still in an hybrid mode.
I will say that dormitories are completely equipped, and you can find the kitchen, in the kitchen microwave and laundry rooms, and some of the residents have the single rooms, but some of them are double rooms. And everything is okay. I was really satisfied with the residents of Polemi.
Likewise, in my residence, it's very new. There is for sure everything. Everything is very well equipped. And there is a really good internet also. I don't know what to say. My room is single, and the apartment is shared. Everything works fine. There are many facilities downstairs, like the gym. With COVID, it's been before it was a bit stricter rules for different things, like outside visitors. In fact, we still have a bit of a problem with that. But apart from that, everything is very nice. I don't know if all the residences in Milano have the same layout with single rooms. I think some also have double rooms.
Yes, you can select when you apply. You can decide whether to apply for a single rather than a double room, as far as I know. The smart grid track can admit just a limited number of students, but I have to say that since there is a great interest for this track from several students, the allowed the number of available position has increased significantly during the years. So once you are enrolled in electrical engineering, then there will be a sort of selection procedure, and if you pass this selection procedure, you will be included in this track. Of course, there are specific courses activated. This track was developed under the guidance of Enel SPA, which is actually the main company providing in the past. It was the national electric company in Italy. Now it is a private company, but anyway, they help us in including in this study program a list of courses which, in their opinion and our opinion, were suitable to provide the skills required to create the professional figure which is actually required. So there are also new courses activated exactly and on purpose for this track, but also students not admitted to follow this track can select some of these courses. Of course, this is also strictly related to the ambassador in smart technologies, for instance, because as you will see, this track will include already in the list of courses several of those which are required to get the certification of Polemi ambassador in smart infrastructure.
When I hear many people say that there are some things in Italy that are very similar to China, I want to ask, how do you feel about it? Yeah, for sure, there are many things that are in common. Italy and China, in my experience, has a similar tradition for some stuff. I don't think there is a cultural shock, even because both in Politecnico there are many international students, many Chinese students. I'm thinking maybe the food. Maybe I see when Chinese come to the canteen and they eat the Italian food, they are always surprised. But it's a good shock, I can say. In terms of classes, for example, when I went to China, I attended some lessons that they were in line with those from Politecnico. So I was very I felt very safe and confident in China, and I think it's the same also for Chinese students in Milan. I don't know, maybe someone has another experience to share.
If I can say something, my experience with China is quite long now. I have been working to establish these double degree programs with China since 10 years ago. For instance, in this picture, with all ladies dressed in traditional clothes, I'm the fourth one. So it's not we were there and we took the picture. And I think that it is really, as Alessandro mentioned, we have really a lot of similarities and a lot of point of contact in our culture. Also from the viewpoint of food, apart from noodle and spaghetti, but also the culture for cooking food and creating different dishes, I think is something that is very peculiar of Chinese and Italian. I know that Chinese students, when they come to Italy, they don't like cheese. And I have to say that every time I went to China, I was really very happy with Chinese food. So we have very big differences, but I think that the points of contact between our culture are stronger. And I have to say that we are exchanging students with Chinese universities now since 10 years. In my group, in my research group, I have two, not students or PhD students, now they are staff, and they are former students in these exchange programs, and they are Chinese. And we have been working perfectly since the last 5-6 years. So, in my opinion, is really a plus for an Italian student to have the possibility to know the Chinese culture. and all students that enter and took part into these programs were more than satisfied and happy to work side by side with their Chinese friends. So I think there are not so big differences, more contact points.
And Flavia, just one second, I take the advantage to say that there is a student association called the WOSHU in Polemi that promotes events between China and Italy. So in this association is full of Chinese and Italian students, and it's very, very nice. They organize aperitivo together, and they combine the two cultures. So for sure you will not feel alone, let's say. Yeah.
So internship actually for the Master of Science are extracurricular activities. So you can take them, but it will be recognized in your supplement diploma. So you will get credits that are not valid for graduation. Okay, this is the first point. So usually students combine this activity of internship with the final thesis, because maybe they find the possibility to get an internship in a company. They work in collaboration also with a professor in Politecnico, and based on what they develop during the internship, they also then organize the final thesis on this experience. For this reason, since anyway in the first year you have let's say you have several courses. In the second year you have most of the courses in the first semester. Let's say the most convenient moment to have an internship is in the second semester of the second year, because you have a few courses to attend, and you can combine it with your final thesis.
Of course, you can do also both. This is my experience. During the first year in summer, I experienced 3 months in the industry as an internship, but this is, as Professor Flavia said, is an extracurricular activity. And then during the second year, I properly experienced an internship through Politecnico di Milano. So let's say that also thanks to Polemi, if you apply also by yourself to some job position for the summer, for example, you have many opportunities. So you can do also both.
In this, I can reply that when you will apply for your Master of Science, there will be a commission, a group of professors who will receive, will ask you to send your transcript of records. So they will see if you have all the required courses in your background, and in case you need to acquire further background knowledges, they will suggest you, for instance, and now is quite easy because the material quite often is online. There are registration of some lectures, so they will let you know maybe that your background preparation is not enough on some specific topics, and they will suggest you some option to acquire this knowledge.
I think we can also say that from like the student point of view, if you get accepted, I don't think you should be worried about having taken 1 year in a non-academic activity, because many of the courses overlap with subjects that you do initially overlap with the subjects that you do during the bachelor. And so I don't think there is a real need to brush up any subjects, if the question was more on this point.
Yes, but it is true that maybe depending on the different batch they are coming from, it is possible that maybe they don't have a specific course in their study plan. To be honest, what is required for the Master of Science it's, let's say, a standard path in electrical engineering. So usually students quite often have the background knowledges they need. Yes, in the rule there is an average minimum mark. But it is mainly something, let's say, okay, if you are in line with this requirement, for sure you will get accepted. Anyway, as it is written in the rules, all applications will be anyway analyzed one by one by a commission. So anyway, in which you have to submit your transcript of records, list of exams, that the marks, and so on and so forth. So it is not that strict. I mean, the requirement. If you want to get a pre-evaluation of your application or a suggestion to see, you can send me an email with your transcript of records, and I can forward this to the commission that is in charge to examine this application.
Thank you,
detail. There is a double steps in this procedure, because the first step in our office, the application are evaluated and compared, considering the final score and considering I think the relationship between different campus. But it is not is not treated by us. After, there is a board that evaluates the single transcript of record, and of course there is the opportunity to re-evaluate the question of the student. So if you have received something from the first evaluation, please write to Professor Grassi, and Professor Grassi will send to the board the question and the transcript of record.
Of course, the difference is that you will join in the second semester, so you won't be able to attend this year the courses of the first semester. But in the end, there are no difference in the end, you will, if you do all the exam which are foreseen, you will be able to graduate in 2 years. So it is not so a problem. I need to understand if, for instance, you want to apply for the smart grid track. I think the selection is just in September, so maybe you won't be able to get admitted for this year. But if your wish is to attend this track, it is possible maybe to select some common courses at the beginning and then apply the next year. I think I'm not in charge for this selection personally, but I think is possible. If you are, for instance, interested in the honor program in smart infrastructure, no problem at all, because there was a call in September and there will be another one in January, February. So you can join this honor program even if you enroll in the second semester.
For Alta Scuola, it's not possible. You have to enroll in the first.
Yeah. I would like to thank you a lot, all the students who attended this presentation, all former students helping us in providing you information, Professor Cristaldi. Of course, I hope to see you in February when the new semester will restart. Thank you very much.
Thank you. See you soon. See you at the camp, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Professor.
Bye.
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 Bye.